Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you are all doing well. Tonight we're going to talk about some follow-ups to specific topics, some topics that may outrage a couple of people. We're just gonna do it. I'm not even worried. I'm not on Twitch. I'm not gonna get banned. But welcome everyone. Tonight we are going to talk about some Deadpool 3 news. The future of Deadpool 3 has kind of been up in the air because, like, we initially heard that Deadpool 3 was going to happen, and then there was some news surrounding it, maybe pointing towards the fact that we weren't gonna get it. So there are some updates with Deadpool 3, maybe some not so positive ones. We're going to talk about Fallout 76, the infamous game that has had a horrible time since launch. It launched buggy and broken, full of glitches. It launched with terrible microtransactions, terrible monetization, and apparently Bethesda just wants to one-up themselves, and apparently there are some future updates coming to the game that don't sound positive at all. I honestly just think that the game is a lost cause at this point, unfortunately. At first, I thought that it wasn't awful. I thought that maybe...
Let's go, fellas. Show me what you got.
Thank you for the $10 donation, Tony. I appreciate it. At first, I thought that Fallout 76 could be saved, and then it just... I don't know. It just... They buried it completely. But we'll talk about that. I'm also going to be discussing Twitch. I've made a couple of videos over the past week or so about Twitch, the Safety Advisory Council, a different Twitch ambassador making some pretty terrible statements online. I retweeted them. They reached out to me. It's been the Twitch saga so far, and I'm gonna talk about Twitch again, and Twitch and a member of the Safety Advisory Council, and basically how they said all gamers are white supremacists, and them just completely shitting on gamers, which is kind of ironic, because they're now working for and representing a company that, or a platform that is supposed to be a gaming platform. At least Twitch started out as a gaming platform. I think that we all know at this point that Twitch has kind of moved away from just being a gaming platform. I mean, you all see the type of content that goes onto Twitch now. But we're going to talk about Twitch, a member of the Safety Advisory Council. I love being a gamer. I love being called a white supremacist, guys. And we're also going to talk about Naughty Dog, how a level designer basically said that, yes, Naughty Dog is adamantly progressive, and they wouldn't be surprised that... They're not surprised that all of this stuff is happening, and, you know, the stance that the game took, so... More Naughty Dog news as well. I know that Naughty Dog has, and Naughty Dog and Sony, I should say, have been doing a lot of things, silencing a lot of creators, and just acting in honestly very unprofessional ways. But there's more to add to it now, apparently, and we are going to talk about Naughty Dog again. Oh boy, lots of touchy topics tonight. We have Naughty Dog, we have Twitch, Safety Advisory Councils. I just want to tell you all that I am officially going to be identifying as a deer. That's my big announcement for the night. I mean, being a deer is fine. I'm just gonna say about the Twitch stuff, call yourself a deer if you want. I have much bigger issues with what you have to say than you munching grass and prancing around. It's fine. I have much bigger problems like you calling people white supremacists. But those are the topics for tonight. How is everyone doing? Oh boy, it's gonna be a night. I hope that all of you guys are doing good. I hope that your night's going well. Oh no. Vera, yes. Confirmed, Vera is now a 3-3 elk. Confirmed, CJ. I get it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm glad I'm not a Twitch streamer. I would have been banned days ago. Oh dear. I'm alive. How about you? I can identify with that, Drew. I can agree. I'm alive. I'm not gonna say good, I'm not gonna say bad, I'm just gonna say alive. It's been an interesting past few days. Hey Top Loaded, how are you doing? I hope your night is going well. She had a sexual episode on her live stream. Oh no. Oh dear. We can't talk about these things, very inappropriate. Guys, I was actually kind of tempted to go on Twitch and like do a live stream and talk about all of this stuff, which would ultimately, yes, get me banned. But I mean, maybe they wouldn't take note of it, but we'd at least have like 50 viewers, 100 viewers, so maybe I'd get banned. Yeah, she had a deergasm. I'm just gonna say, I don't care if you identify as a deer. I have much bigger problems that I find when, especially when you're hired by a company and you work on a platform now that is gaming based and you're calling most gamers white supremacists. I find that much more problematic than you prancing around. Dear love not safe for kids? I know, right? Oh, no. So many funny jokes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Mixer is good. Mixer... The problem that I have with Mixer is they have banned creators and gotten rid of creators that have been a little bit more edgy, a little bit more problematic, you could say. They're not against free speech, but they have gotten rid of creators for just talking about things, so I don't know. I mean, if you want to be a Mixer streamer, great. If you want to be a Twitch streamer, you better be a good fucking deer. And if you want to stream on YouTube, don't talk about the coronavirus. Every rose has its thorns, right? Oh no. Microsoft isn't the worst, but Microsoft has hired people that are supposed to fight harassment and help their platform come up with new tools to fight online harassment, so take it as you will. They're not the worst, but I guess every platform has its downsides, but it is what it is, unfortunately. 1 week later, Twitch, we banned deer emotes because of harassment reasons. Oh my gosh, please don't say that. It's going to happen. It is literally going to happen. Also, your name is a Yu-Gi-Oh name. That's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember. Oh no, it's Noble Knights. Oh no. Oh no. The flashbacks in my head. The Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks. Okay. At least BitChute exists? Well, BitChute has its problems too. Again, every site has its downsides, I guess. I remember when they came out with this like Noble Knight box that you got like the Lady of the Lake and you got like Guinevere and you got the Knights of the Round Table. Oh man, that shit was my jam. It wasn't good, but I liked it. Yeah, I mean, no content creation platform is safe. Alright, you guys, we are going to start tonight's discussions, and we are going to start off with talking about Deadpool 3. Now, I'm sure that most of us here can agree, Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 were very good. In my opinion, the Deadpool movies have been high quality, really good stories, just overall really good movies. Really good entertainment. And as a fan of Deadpool and what they've done with Deadpool over the past couple of years, I mean, when did Deadpool 1 even come out? Came out in 2016, yeah. So over the past, 4 years, almost 5 years at this point, Deadpool has just been great, in my opinion. And to hear about Deadpool 3 has been exciting for me because I want to see a Deadpool 3. I want to see Ryan Reynolds portraying this character more. I want to see more movies like this. This is a good direction for movies, in my opinion. And now we're hearing some mixed news with Deadpool 3. It was originally said right after Deadpool 2 came out that they were going to do a Deadpool 3, that they were planning Deadpool 3, that like Ryan Reynolds was all on board for it, like it was planned. But now we're hearing that Deadpool 3 doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon. Now this article doesn't really touch on this, and I just want to bring up the fact that yes, the industry is kind of falling apart right now. COVID-19 is racking the entertainment industry along with many other industries, and I'm pretty sure that this article doesn't reference that at all. And that could be the reason why we're hearing now that Deadpool 3 doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon, because so many studios are holding back their big franchises. You know, no one's doing production work right now. No actors are doing films right now. So this could be a big reason as to what's contributed to Deadpool 3 and it not happening anytime soon. But on the other hand, you would think that actors would be in the know for the next, you know, big movie in their franchise, because eventually things are going to start back up. I mean, places are starting to reopen. The world is trying to go back to normal. But this is a Tech Radar article. Deadpool 3 doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon. Oh, my disappointment is very high and my day has been ruined. Deadpool 3 doesn't sound like it's coming out anytime soon, based on a recent interview with the Marvel character's co-creator Rob Liefeld. According to IO9, Liefeld says he knows there is no progress on Deadpool 3 at the moment, but that doesn't exactly concern him. Do I know that there is no movement on Deadpool 3 right now? I know that, yes. And does that worry me? No. Not at all. He was clarifying previous remarks that he'd made about the possibility of a third film, indicating that since the movie isn't on Disney's current schedule, there's no certainty it's actually going ahead. Oh no. Oh no. Does this mean that Disney isn't going to go for the rated R and adult films anymore? We've actually heard this as a speculation. Now this definitely doesn't confirm it at all, but we've heard rumors and like talkings around the industry that Disney doesn't want to go in this direction anymore. That Marvel doesn't want to go in this direction. Like none of the companies, I mean even DC, we've heard that DC doesn't even want to go in this direction anymore, and that none of these companies want to go in the direction of adult-rated films because they can't sell them to a large audience, or a large audience in their eyes. And while yes, some rated R movies have sold amazing, let's look at the Joker and Deadpool for instance, that just isn't the direction that they want to go in. So this could, yes, possibly hint towards that they don't want these movies to be coming out and represent their brand anymore, but there's also the possibility that maybe they just don't want to do it anytime soon, which, I don't know, I guess I want to say is okay, because yes, Deadpool isn't their only franchise, and I would rather them kind of turn some franchises out and then put new ones in and then swap them, so you're not getting like 5 movies from one franchise in a row. But on the other hand, there isn't a lot of movies coming out that are like Deadpool and that are like Joker. Continuing on though, regardless of whatever inside perspective I may have, what I do know is that until a movie is put on the schedule, it's not taken seriously, he said. And what people don't like is that I have assessed the schedule for the next, give or take, 5 years. Oh no. And I don't see Deadpool on it. So I don't know if it can arrive earlier than that. Again, a big point that I want to make, like he makes, is that even though it's not on the schedule, that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't come. Because sometimes there's this huge call for something, or there's this big boom that like studios want to follow. So if in the next half a year they say, oh my goodness, we could possibly make a lot of money out of Deadpool when we could have it come out, you know, if they put it on that roster, they put it on that schedule, and then it does come out. To hear, though, that Deadpool isn't on the radar, or Deadpool 3, I guess I should say, for at least the next 5 years, as of right now, they have no plans for it, that honestly just kind of worries me. And it really disappoints me because I feel like Deadpool is just, it's been so good so far. I don't know if it's that I really like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's okay. I think that he's pretty good. He's not like my favorite actor ever, but he's definitely good. And I just feel like he portrays Deadpool in such a good way. I think it's because like Deadpool and him in general and the way that he's held himself in the public eye, I feel like they just really like match well. Like he just really likes that type of humor and he likes the type of character that Deadpool is. But just to hear that like they don't have any current plans for it for the next 5 years, at least right now, really just disappoints me. Disney has Marvel movies scheduled up until late 2022, and while it's true Deadpool isn't on this schedule, there's an outside possibility that it could be one of the numerous untitled 20th century movies on Disney's release list for the next couple of years. I would believe that it's just not on the list, it's just not a title on the list right now, but it could be actually one of the untitled movies. I mean, Deadpool's made them a lot of money. Hold on. Deadpool 2 box office. How much? Okay, so Deadpool 2 made almost $800 million. Yeah. Worldwide, it made almost $800 million, and number one made them the same amount, actually. It made them almost $800 million. So both the Deadpool movies have done relatively well. They've made the same amount of money. They maybe don't see enough growth there to do a third. But, I mean, making almost $1 billion, it's a pretty substantial chunk of change. That said, this isn't the only recent interview that alludes to little progress being made with Deadpool 3. And of course, Ryan Reynolds had said that he really didn't know what was going to happen with the character going forwards. It's all just so new with it being over at Marvel now, and, you know, figuring the ins and outs as much as I can from where I sit, we'll see. So even Ryan Reynolds it just doesn't sound like he knows what's going on, and it just doesn't sound like he actually has any idea, which again doesn't sound good and doesn't make me think that, yeah, in the near future they could start the production on it and they are bringing him back. It just kind of sounds like they've decided over the past 4 years we've made 2 Deadpool movies, we're just gonna leave it at that for now and really let it sit and see how people would feel in a couple of years. In December 2019, though, Ryan Reynolds had previously suggested Deadpool was moving ahead at Marvel with the whole team involved. Both Deadpool movies were enormously successful, grossing more than $800 million each. It said right under, but it's fine. Back in 2017, news broke that Fox was planning to team up pictures featuring Deadpool based on the X-Force series of comics to be directed by Cabin in the Woods director Drew. I mean, he's pretty decent. He wouldn't be a bad fit, I guess. The movie appeared to be a victim of the Disney-Fox merger, according to a tweet. Yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like that idea was out, which that idea to me actually didn't... Deerpool? Yeah, I kind of... Oh, dear. To me, this sounds a little bit disappointing because I think that story would have been cool, like an X-Force Deadpool movie. Doesn't sound like it would have been bad. I don't know, I guess I'm always open to seeing what else they could actually do with a franchise and characters, and I like when they reference back to comics or novels or like source material and not just making up their own stories. I feel like that really captivates people more because they can go, oh my gosh, this story was from 70s, 80s, 90s, whenever it may have been, and like, oh, I can actually reference that, and that's so awesome. I feel like it just gets people more excited for it. But that's honestly all that we know right now. yeah, Deadpool 3 could definitely happen in the next couple of years. It doesn't sound like it's completely off the table. It just sounds like for right now, there's not a plan to do it, which, I don't know, is what it is. I really like the character and the stories that they've done so far, but maybe this means that they'll bring on more characters and more new franchises that are, I don't know, I guess similar in the same vein, but that's all that we know right now. Ryan Reynolds hasn't heard anything about Deadpool 3, at least what he's saying publicly, and, you know, the character's co-creator is saying, we're just not sure right now, it's not on the roster, but it could happen in the future. I'm curious, for those of you in chat, would you want to see Deadpool 3? Do you think that at that point it's just kind of overkill? They've done a couple of movies. Do you think that they should just leave the character alone? I'm curious. Yeah, Cabin in the Woods definitely is definitely like a legendary movie, but I don't know what that director's done recently, now that I think about it. Let me look real quick. What has he done recently? He did The Martian. Bad Times at the El Royale. Oh, he's done like nothing. Bad Times at the El Royale, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield, Cabin in the Woods, World War Z, The Martian, and that's it. Oh. He's only done 6 movies? I don't know. I mean, he's done okay for some of the other franchises. The Martian was iffy. I mean, I don't want to say don't hire him. I just don't know if he'd really be the best choice for something like Deadpool. They're pretty solid films, even though he hasn't done much. I guess it's quality over quantity, but, you know, The Martian, it was okay. A lady Deadpool, I don't know. I wouldn't, personally, I don't know if I'd want to see a lady Deadpool. I'm kind of getting sick of the whole, you know, lady ran films, which I mean, I'm okay with good, strong, independent female characters that are written perfectly, but it's kind of like Deadpool and then Lady Deadpool, and now we're seeing like Thor and like what they're deeming as a Lady Thor, and then in the Loki TV series apparently there's Lady Loki, which Lady Loki situation is a little bit different because Lady Loki is still Loki, but like the lady thing, I don't know. I'm just a little bit iffy on it. I'm just a little bit iffy on the whole let's, you know, make movies out of all these females. You aren't hyped for good old Dana's She-Hulk? No. You know, I had tweeted the screen cap of it, but a couple of days ago she had tweeted out like, all these Gamergate YouTube channels would love me if they really talked to me. And I was blocked by her. And I tweeted out, like, if she wants to come on and talk to me, it's open, sure, that's perfectly fine, let's do it. Man, I never got a response. Feels bad, man. I thought I was a woman. I thought women are supposed to stick up for other women. Oh no, Star Wars tragedy. You're gonna be banned if you talk like that. Will we get a Lady Ronald McDonald? Oh no. Oh no. Coming to a McDonald's near you? TM? Please don't. Please, please, please don't give anyone any ideas like that. Don't give anyone any ideas like that, please. Oh gosh, now I'm just imagining Like a female Ronald McDonald in a dress. This doesn't sound good. Abort mission. Oh yeah, Lady Colonial Sanders. I wouldn't be surprised if we got Renee McDonald. Oh no. Oh, jeez. Oh look, more Bethesda nonsense. Oh yeah, we are gonna talk about this in just a second. We're gonna read an article by one of the 2 writers that's left at Kotaku. Poor Kotaku. I mean, it's not poor Kotaku, but it's like a little bit of poor Kotaku, you know? Just like a little bit. Oh no, let's not start spreading narratives about Wendy. I did actually see the Lady Pennywise statue. It's okay, I guess. Weird flex, but okay. The female force shoved down your throat. Yeah. Isn't Gamergate 1,000 years old by now? Yeah, Gamergate was 6 years ago. She didn't, like, specifically name anyone, but it would have been fucking hilarious if she had said that I was part of the Gamergate YouTubers, because she would have made herself sound big dumb if she did. Big dumb. Yeah, there's a female Pennywise statue that's coming out. Let's not talk about it. Yep, it was like a 2013, yeah. Alright. Let's continue. Smash JT saying you don't like him last night. I think that he, I mean, I've tweeted about him once. It's still on my Twitter if you want to go and look at it, but I think the way that he held himself in the discussion he had with Toploaded and Tipster, he completely forced himself into the situation. I think that he is attacking people like Tipster for doing things that he himself does. He calls people like Tipster very unprofessional in the way that they hold themselves, yet he is the one that goes on live streams and screams at people. But that's fine. I mean, I tweeted that. That's basically what I tweeted, so I'm not saying anything new there. But let us get on to the next topic. Fallout 76. Oh, fucking boy. Where do I begin with this shit? I've talked about Fallout 76 a couple of times on the channel. Fallout 76 is one of the worst games to ever be released, period. Now, it's not even the content that's in the game, because the content in the game, when you're actually watching someone that likes Fallout 76 play the game, it looks kind of fun. It looks like 40% fun, okay? So to hear that Fallout 76 has a new content roadmap again, oh boy, isn't shocking. Fallout 76, the big problem with Fallout 76 is how it launched. It launched buggy and broken because Bethesda wanted to release a product. They didn't want to take the time to fix it and tweak it, even though that would have made them a lot more money and gotten them a lot of better press. They decided that they were just going to launch it buggy and broken and have the audacity to stuff it full of microtransactions. But now, Fallout 76's content roadmap just changed a lot. This is a Kotaku article. It's like one of the 2 writers that's left with the Kotaku. F in chat for Kotaku. Bethesda has laid out its plans for the future of Fallout 76 in a new roadmap today, shifting the game to a seasonal model with new storylines and battle passes coming every few months. Battle passes. They're also promising the arrival of the military order, the Brotherhood of Steel. Bethesda's new approach will bring an account-wide progression system, with rewards unique to each of the new seasons. They're also pushing unique season awards now. Imagine my shock.gif. Imagine my shock. This is our own take on a season pass style of system designed specifically for Fallout 76. They're trying to make themselves sound good. They're like, this is new, it's original, it's unique. You've never seen anything like it before. I'm so sick of companies doing this. Can't they just say, because honestly, I'm sure that this is going to launch and we're all going to be like, oh yeah, that game did it. Or that game was very similar to this. I swear, if this system comes out and it's anything close to anything else that exists in the history of games, they're going to make themselves look dumb. The company wrote in a blog post today, it's effectively a new meta progression over the existing level grind, which will be a boon to existing players who have run out of goals to work towards, as well as those just starting out who can now get extra rewards for their efforts. It's part of Bethesda's ongoing effort to improve a game that was poorly received from the moment it was announced. I don't know, I think that people actually were pretty excited for it when it was initially announced. I mean, you guys can say no if you think that, but I feel like when Fallout 76 was announced, yeah, people were a little bit disappointed that it was just this style and type of game that it is, but I feel like people were like, okay, we'll give it a chance. We might be a little bit disappointed, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't buy it because it's something that we weren't expecting. Thank you for the $2 donation, Tony. I very much so appreciate it. But continuing on, it says it's part of Bethesda's ongoing effort to improve a game that was poorly received from the moment it was announced. Fans of the earlier games were skeptical once they learned Fallout 76 would be online and its bungled launch, full of bugs and features that didn't quite match the hype of its E3 2018 unveiling, only solidified the negative perception. Laid out like a board game, a la Candyland, this new Fallout 76 Season Pass will have you from rank 1 to 100 by earning score points through completing various in-game activities or spending money. $1.50 per rank. Each new rank will net you unique cosmetics and gear for your camp, as well as ranges of consumables, in-game currencies, and even perk card packs to customize your character's build further. According to Bethesda, the first season pass this summer will be free, but it's unclear that if the ones after that will be as well. Who could have guessed that they're going with the narrative that, oh, the first one is free. We're so generous to all of you little worms. I'm so sick of companies doing that. They say things like the first one's free, like with the Culling Origins. I talked about that in a video a couple of days ago. They literally went for the, well, yeah, the game's buy to play, and you have to spend like $6 a month on a pass, but you get one free game a day. Oh, we're just so generous. I'm sick of companies doing that to try to make themselves look better because they think that that's what people will respect them for saying. I think that it's dumb. The new score system is meant to replace the game's existing challenge system, which nets players atoms. Instead, the new daily and weekly score challenges will be geared around raking up the season pass through things like completing public events, and killing legendary creatures. Players will still be able to earn atoms from lifetime challenges, but Bethesda admits that there are fewer atoms overall up for grabs in the new system. The trade-off is that instead of needing to spend atoms to buy new cosmetics and specifically items, more of this stuff will be unlockable through the season pass progression. The publisher said its plans to run for 4 seasons a year, with each lasting around 10 weeks, followed by a small break before the next one starts. Summer will bring new seasonal progression system, high-level legendary perks, new legendary boss event. A new system that will be implemented for teaming up more easily, and then it has the fall and the winter. So yeah, if you are a Fallout 76 player, I do think that maybe this sounds decent. I don't play Fallout 76. I don't have any interest in really playing it. Someone had asked me if I would stream it. Do you guys really want to watch me stream Fallout 76 once or twice? Oh no. What am I signing myself up for? But if you're not a Fallout 76 player, this just sounds bad. I won't try to judge it until we actually see it implemented in game. I want to see what an actual player thinks about it. I want to see what an actual hardcore fan of 76, what they have to say about the system. But overall, the system just doesn't sound that good, and the system just sounds like it's gonna be the battle passes, another cash grab possibly, just a system that is just gonna be another way to get you to buy more stuff, whether that's a battle pass or atoms, whatever it may be. It just sounds like they're desperate for money. And yeah, the first pass or whatever, like the first season, everything will be free, but after that, we don't know. So keep your eyes peeled. After the first season, once they implement everything, I will update you guys on if the game will have a paid battle pass system, how that's gonna work, but right now we just don't know. So that's all that I really had to talk about with that topic. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you, with everything about Fallout 76, how tempted would you be to play the game?
Everyone can raise $100 in total donations minus my $1. Then I will drop a $100 donation.
Thank you for the $3 donation, Tony. I appreciate it. Does the game appeal to any of you? Does it not appeal to you? Oh no. How did I know? How did I know that there was just gonna be this flood of zeros? You fucking negative, toxic gamers, you. Oh, disgusting. Blech. I mean, come on. You can't even give them a 1. I'll at least give Bethesda a 1. I'll give them a 1. I'm a nice, generous woman. Taking away the free atoms and replacing it with a battle pass progression just sounds like they're going to control what cosmetics you can get free. Yep, it does. Doug. If they add some deer characters in, then maybe. I gave a 2. Okay, good, Drew. Good. 2 sounds good. I'll take a 2. Oh, no. That's the next topic, you guys. Yeah, they've sold a lot of pretty pricey skins, so I don't know, it's hard because, like, while I want Bethesda to succeed because I have liked Bethesda in the past, I don't like what they're doing, and I don't like the way that they're acting. I think that they, after all of the negative attention they've gotten for 76, I would have imagined that they would have just changed how they've been acting, how the game is ran, microtransactions, but they haven't done it at all. They haven't done it at all. They keep going down the path that they've been going down. So, it's what it is, I guess. Star Wars tragedy. Oh no. Oh no.
I've just bought myself a CDPR t-shirt to show my love and support for CD Projekt Red and GOG.
Thank you for
_carrot.
Oh. It read your emote. Nice. Thank you for the $5 donation, Christina. I do appreciate it, and that's awesome. Yeah, I really like CD Projekt Red. I think that GOG is a great platform. I try to support them at any chance I get. Their games are DRM free. I like their platform a lot, so I try to support them when I can, but I thank you for the donation. Alright. This is the topic, guys. I'm taking a second because I'm, like, trying to mentally prepare myself. If this person, if Ferociously Stuffed, would like to come on my live stream, send me a private message. We'll talk. Boy. Over the past couple of days, I've talked about Twitch a couple of times. Twitch has made a lot of interesting decisions over the past few weeks. First, they have decided to make something and create something called a Safety Advisory Council. The Safety Advisory Council is supposed to be made up of people that are supposed to help change the platform. To help change the platform for the better, to help creators and, you know, fight harassment online and on Twitch. The council is supposed to help change the guidelines and the rules and the regulations, and this all is probably a response to two things. The backlash to them banning simp emotes, and also the fact that they've had very inconsistent bans. Their moderators ban people very inconsistently. Some people seem to receive preferential treatment, and other people don't. So Twitch over the past few weeks has had a lot of negative press. So they decided to launch something called a Safety Advisory Council, and this one creator that they brought on is named Ferociously Steph. Now, Ferociously Steph is someone that has some pretty out there opinions on the gaming industry and gamers in general. I'm going to bring up the Safety Advisory Council page, and I'm just going to read their little blurb because every creator has like a little who they are, and I'm going to read Steph's real quick. So Ferociously Steph's says Steph has been a full-time streamer since her debut playing competitive collegiate Heroes of the Storm in 2016. She was one of the first transgender streamers to ever be partnered on Twitch, and the first to bring a transgender pride flag emote to the platform. Her fight for inclusivity includes creating a competitive team composed entirely of marginalized gamers, and vehemently opposing a non-inclusive mechanics, such as voice chat. Yep, someone at Twitch legitimately said, okay, this blurb for who they are works. No backlash there. It's fine. If they want to oppose basic game features, such as voice chat, we ain't gonna fucking stop them. Apparently that was Twitch's mentality behind that. Apparently they saw no problems whatsoever with that description of who this creator was. And that's fine. That's who this creator is. That's what they stand for. That's their choice. But Ferociously Steph has said a couple of very interesting things since it was announced that they received this position. They've said a couple of interesting things. Mainly one that I had retweeted the initial, the video and the clip of what they said on Twitter yesterday. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you're not already. But Ferociously Steph responds to Twitch Council backlash, saying, I have power. Twitch streamer Ferociously Steph has responded to criticism of her broadcasts and stances on video game features, after being named as one of the counselors on the advisory council. The Amazon-owned streaming service announced that a new council on May 14th with the intention of promoting more consistent moderation across Twitch. I voiced my opinion in a video. I personally think that this council stuff is bullshit. I think that it's just like, I think that it's fake. Honestly, I don't think that these creators are going to have any power. I think that it's just a way for them to look good, and I don't truly think that this council is going to make any difference on Twitch. But That's just my opinion. We haven't seen it go into effect yet. Featuring a number of academics along veteran stars, one personality ended up standing out from the pack. Ferociously Steph has been targeted for not only her controversial takes on multiplayer gaming, but also for allegedly bypassing the Twitch codes and practices she's on board to enforce. She decided to say in her stream yesterday, "I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me," she said. She continued with saying, "Some people should be afraid of me." I'm not going to play the clip because I did retweet it and it is their content, but I'll post this link in chat, and you can also go to my Twitter if you really want to see the clip. But they did actually say that. Whoops. I accidentally clicked do live. She did not, however, mention any specific names, but there have been a few high-profile stars who weighed in on her already. She said, "I represent moderation and diversity," she continued on her stream. "I'm gonna come for harmful people. If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna stand up against you. Twitch is enforcing me to do that." I didn't think that Twitch was actually hiring these people to attack other people and to tell them that you should be fucking afraid of me. But apparently they're saying, as someone that represents Twitch, that that is what Twitch has hired them to do. An hour after her making her first rebuttal statement, Ferociously Steph admitted she has literally zero power right now, and on top of that, she's unclear how much she will have in any capacity moving forward. "I have no idea how much power I have. At the moment, it's zero." So they're admitting that they have no idea as to what they're supposed to be doing on this council, who they're gonna be, like what position they're gonna have, but they literally threatened people, unnamed people, but it's still a threat. They have literally threatened anyone that streams on Twitch, saying, "If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna come for you." What the heck, Twitch? Twitch wants these types of people to represent their platform? I also wanted to bring up another article and something else that Steph said. Now, I see a lot of you guys in chat making the jokes, and I've seen a lot of the jokes on social media. I don't want to attack this person because they say that they identify as a deer. That's fine. You know what? I'll say it. They can identify as a deer if they want. Sure. But what they've said about gamers is honestly kind of unforgivable. And I think that it's much more important to highlight what they're saying right here, as the article says on screen. I think that is much more important of an issue than them calling themselves a deer. Twitch Safety Advisory member says many gamers are white supremacists. Twitch Safety Advisory Council member Ferociously Steph has shared on stream that she thinks a lot of gamers are white supremacists. In a clip that is circulating online, she says, "I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry, it's just a fact of how I feel." Although the context of her conversation is unknown, it's seemingly irresponsible for a member of the SAC to nonchalantly describe a significant portion of gamers as racists. Granted, it's difficult to imagine what topic arose that would lead Steph to blanket a part of the community as white supremacists. This person is supposed to be representing a platform that is a gaming platform. Because even though Twitch has things like just chatting and cooking and IRL and all these things, Twitch started as a gaming platform. So you would think that someone that works for a gaming platform would consider themselves a gamer. So, let me ask them this. Do you consider yourself a gamer, therefore you're calling yourself a white supremacist? Or are you saying that you work for a gaming platform and you are not actually a gamer, therefore you should not be qualified for the role in this safety advisory council? I mean, it's one or the other. It's one or the other. If they're calling themselves a white supremacist, then they're actually just kind of harassing themselves. They did say, I see some of you pointing it out in chat, sorry, it's just a fact of how I feel. You could tell that in the clip that they were going to say, it's just a fact. But they realized, oh shit, I shouldn't say that. So they had to follow it up. They had to follow it up with something. And so they followed it up with, it's just a fact of how I feel. It was only on May 14th that Twitch introduced its Safety Advisory Council. The council's goal is to oversee the community's safety and advise on all of the policies. Furthermore, Twitch says the Safety Advisory Council members were chosen on their experience and personal alignment with the organization's mission. Therefore, they probably should be a gamer. Correct? Am I wrong? Since that announcement, the community has expressed mixed emotions. In general, the community supports Twitch's efforts in developing a council to advise on policy decisions. However, many are speaking out against those chosen to represent the community. Specifically, viewers shared the council does not adequately represent Twitch or have ample experience to do so, and Steph's recent comment is adding fuel to the fire. Again, I'm not attacking this person because of who they identify as, what they identify as. I don't care. I don't care. I am very upset, even though I'm not a fucking Twitch streamer, because they are literally saying things that would get people banned on the platform. If I went on Twitch right now and I said, all gamers are white supremacists, I would get a ban. If anyone in this chat went on Twitch and streamed and said, all gamers are white supremacists, you all would receive a ban too. And this person has made multiple comments saying, oh, all gamers are white supremacists, and literally flaunting their power, saying, I have power, you can't do anything about it, whether you like it or not, and I'm coming for you if you're a toxic piece of shit. That's a threat. They have said so many things that would get other people banned on Twitch. And this proves Twitch's fucking hypocrisy. They brought someone on that openly acts this way. And from what I know, has acted this way for a very long time. And they're happy with that. This is who Twitch wants representing their platform. Would I want someone like this representing my platform? No, I wouldn't. I'm not Twitch though, and apparently this is Twitch's choice. There are a lot of people, a lot of Twitch streamers, a lot of larger ones, that are very upset. I know Pay Money Wubby had been very vocal yesterday about his distaste and dissatisfaction with the situation overall. I know that Asmongold was pretty unhappy, saying like, is a Twitch and Safety Council really gonna, are they really gonna do anything? Like, also questioning why Twitch has said nothing about this person being on their council, and like they're allowed to say all these things, overall, we don't know what's going to happen. This person may be removed from the council. They may not be.
Here is a donation.
Thank you for the $5 donation, Star Wars Tragedy. I very much so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Overall, we don't know. I mean, honestly, Twitch should either tell this person to stop making statements like gamers are white supremacists, or they should remove them from the board, which I don't think they're going to remove them. I think that Twitch doesn't care, and I think that Twitch does what they want, and they don't care about what people think about this council. But it's just interesting that this advisory member can say gamers are white supremacists when 90% of other people would be banned for saying that. But it is what it is. That's where I'm going to leave this discussion. I'm sure that soon we will be discussing the situation again, whether it's with Steph or if it is with other Twitch ambassadors that rally for the removal of voice chat in gaming, in competitive gaming. But I'm not sure, you guys. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that they should be removed from the council? Do you think that they sound like a perfect choice for Twitch? I'm curious how you all feel about it. Twitch is going to continue fiddling their digital roam birds. I mean, Twitch didn't start as a bad platform. I know that, yes, every platform has its problems, but Twitch just, over the past couple of years, really has gone downhill. Like, I feel like even the past, 2 years, specifically, just really gone downhill, in my opinion. Get fair and reasonable people. Honestly, that's how I feel. I think that they should have fair and reasonable people. I think that if they were actually wanting to do something like a council that actually would be believable and maybe actually be filled with people that were serious about it, they shouldn't have picked people that have a track record of saying things like this. Because this isn't the first time that Steph said things like this. I'm not going to bring up some of the past things they've said because people have really been digging. But, they have definitely made some iffy statements about gamers before. So this isn't new for them. This is pretty on track with what they've done in the past and what they've said in the past. Yeah, Twitch is pandering to certain groups. I agree with that. I don't know, Drew. You want someone who is professional in how they present themselves? Yeah, definitely. And while I think that everyone has different content and everyone holds themselves differently, if you're gonna bring people on, then you should be bringing on better people. And I mean, I said it in my past video about the situation. I thought that someone like CoCarnage was a great choice. I really like CoCarnage. I think that he's a pretty good streamer. He has made some iffy statements with this whole safety advisory council thing because he's trying to defend the other people that are on it. But overall, he's pretty good. I thought that he was a decent choice. I don't know. It's just it's difficult. This is who they want representing them, so I guess we say fuck it and let them let these people truly represent Twitch if that's what Twitch wants. They are a public figure, they are open to criticism, and I think that they deserve all the criticism that they're getting. No, I don't think that they should be attacked online, but I think that they are getting valid criticism right now. I'll just be honest. Yeah, before we get into the last topic for the night, if you guys are enjoying the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you're not, make sure to give it a dislike. If you're enjoying, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or consider donating through Streamlabs. A notification will pop up on stream. Yes, the final topic for the night, The Last of Us Part 2. Well, it's more specifically Naughty Dog, but it is Last of Us 2. Attacked, no, but criticism should always be an option. Yeah, I definitely think that, if you're someone, especially on, like, a council, a public council, you definitely you definitely are open to criticism. And if you don't want to be open to criticism, then don't accept roles and things like councils. What is the Discord link? I will put it in chat. Give me 1 second. Here comes the Discord link for anyone that wants it. We are very active there. Feel free to stop by and hang out. There we go. Anita's Revenge. Anita freaking Sarkeesian. Anita freaking Sarkeesian. Yup. Yep, that's her, alright. That's her, alright. Vera's OnlyFans is great tonight. Oh, I'm streaming on OnlyFans? Nice. Yeah, Naughty Dog is being a very naughty dog. Everywhere I look, there's 2 chicks kissing. Is that a bad thing? Come on, Star Wars. Get hip with the kids, man. Get hip with the kids, man. Alright, Naughty Dog. I've talked about Naughty Dog a couple of times on the channel. I've talked about The Last of Us Part 2. I've talked about Anita Sarkeesian's involvement. I've talked about them striking down content creators' videos that are negative. And tonight we're talking about how I also, in a previous video, talked about how Neil Druckmann apparently fired people for being, as he deemed, sexist. But tonight we're going to talk about Naughty Dog's work environment again. Naughty Dog level designer confirms the studio is adamantly progressive as fans speculate Anita Sarkeesian influenced The Last of Us 2 development. Anita Sarkeesian. I've heard a little bit that people speculate that this is Gamergate 2. And with Brianna Wu ferociously stuff, Anita Sarkeesian, I mean, honestly, I think that Gamergate 2 is realistic, I guess. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I can definitely see where people are coming from. Tony is very adamant that people donate. Frank, Tony actually made a donation that said, if everyone can raise $100 in total donations, minus my $1, then I'll drop a $100 donation. No Gamergate 2, Sargon will not get his wish. I don't know. I don't think that a Gamergate 2 will happen, but I feel like a lot of people right now are thinking that Gamergate 2 will happen. I guess we'll have to see. So, amidst the backlash towards plot and design elements seen in the leaked footage of The Last of Us 2 and fan speculation that feminist critic Anita Sarkeesian influenced the game's development, a member of Naughty Dog's development team has confirmed that the studio promotes progressive political views. That's interesting. Promotes progressive political views. Promoting a political view in game development? That's interesting. Following the leaks, which showed Dina's in-game model featuring a shrunken chest compared to her real model, the masculine featured Abby's role in Joel's death and her delivery of a brutal graphic beating to Dina and Ellie. Spoilers! And the use of generic homophobic Christian cults as core antagonists among the coldly received narrative changes, fans began to sift through publicly available media, from magazine interviews to massive tweet histories in search of a supposed answer as to why the survival horror series has seen an extreme push towards pushing ham-fisted messages based heavily on political ideology. In their exploration of various archives, fans rediscovered words of praise offered by Naughty Dog's VP Neil Druckmann towards Anita Sarkeesian's bad faith, feminist-based video game critiques. During his keynote speech in 2013 International Game Developers Association conference, Druckmann said that he did not like what he saw in regards to female representation in video games, citing characters such as Metal Gear Solid 5's Quiet, Halo's Cortana, and Dead or Alive's Ayami. He argued that developers and players solely sexualize, we objectify, and we reduce these female characters to less than they can be. I had talked about this in a video. If you are curious to hear about it more in depth, go to my channel and type in Last of Us 2 or Anita Sarkeesian. In his next slide, he directly cites Sarkeesian's Tropes versus Women series, and adamantly states that you can't argue with the pattern of misogyny that you see in the industry, before noting that he also watched the rest of Anita's videos and realized that it's not just a problem in games, it's actually a problem throughout entertainment. And of course, Neil Druckmann had confirmed that he had been influenced by Anita Sarkeesian's feminist frequency during the development of Uncharted 4, resulting in Nate beating up Nate and the end when it was Nate's daughter. As of writing, there has been no explicit confirmation of the direct involvement on The Last of Us 2's development by Sarkeesian, and this theory currently remains speculation. And when a Twitter user asked for clarification regarding her involvement, Naughty Dog level designer Evan Hill stated that her influence went as far as Druckmann citing her videos like 5 years ago. However, Hill also confirmed that Naughty Dog is vocally/adamantly progressive, and deflected criticism towards the game content as criticism of the studio's politics by claiming that these views were the reason that upset fans were targeting members of the game's design and narrative teams. Is this conspiracy? I guess some of the developers said that they liked your videos. Neil did like 5 years ago. Our studio is vocally/adamantly progressive. Just glad they aren't targeting the women who are actually on the design and narrative team. Oh boy. Oh boy. Just when you thought it could maybe get worse. When asked directly for confirmation of Sarkeesian's involvement, Hill offered up a tired insult, of course saying the chuds that are just obsessive, creepy, and weird. Guys, I guess because I've commented on Anita Sarkeesian's maybe involvement in The Last of Us Part 2, I'm a chud, I'm obsessive, I'm creepy, and I'm weird. I love being called all those things. Anyway, that's all that we really know right now. It's just that all of these things have really been piling up against Naughty Dog. All of these things pointing towards Anita Sarkeesian's involvement in The Last of Us Part 2. I had shared it in my video about her, but she also got super defensive on social media about The Last of Us Part 2 when people were saying that she, you know, might be part of it. She was defending the game and defending herself, so we don't still know if she is fully involved in the project, but it sounds like maybe she had a bit of an influence on the game. But that's all that I really had to talk about tonight, you guys. I talked about Naughty Dog in The Last of Us Part 2. I talked about Twitch's safety advisory member saying that gamers are white supremacists and that they have power and no one can take it away. All of those things. We talked about Fallout 76 Battle Pass system, and we talked about Deadpool 3. So, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it, but we will go to the Q&A portion of the live stream. If you guys have any comments or questions you have, please feel free to put them into chat now. I will be reading chat for a couple of minutes and just hanging out with you guys. I love being a chud, toxic, weird, obsessive, creepy. I have a misogynist brain, apparently. I love these things. They're just great. My Last of Us 2 money is being stolen by Ghosts of Tsushima. Yeah, a lot of people are excited for Ghosts of Tsushima. I'm pretty excited for it, I'll be honest. I would like to see more gameplay. I would like to hear more about the project. But overall, I mean, it sounds pretty interesting. I'm interested in it. It comes out in, what, July now? Because it was supposed to come out, what, this month? And now it was moved to July, I think. So, that's interesting. I guess I'd be curious to see how the game will be overall. It is a game that I do think that I will buy, though. But, I mean, it seems legit. I'm excited for it. Favorite anime? Neon Genesis Evangelion. Vera the Chud? Yeah, that's me, guys. Why would I give money to a company that actively hates me? Because most companies do actively actually hate you. They just don't want to say it. What's your favorite insult from these types? Chud, Gamergator, alt-right troll. I personally like, oh, it didn't, I don't know why it didn't read. Oh, it's because it was under the amount. Thank you for the $2 donation, Boiling Blood. Down on the woke progressive push on video games. They can use other platforms on that, but not ours. Very true. I personally like Gamergator. I think I've been called a Gamergator like once, and then Dana Schwartz a couple of days ago alluded to the fact that YouTubers that have made videos on her are Gamergators, because I would have been like 15 when Gamergate happened. So I like that one because there's no possible way that I'm a Gamergator. But I love it. I think it's great. I like it. I don't know. I guess I like being called a misogynist. Also, I think that being called a misogynist is actually pretty funny. Yeah, Gamergate was in 2014. I'm 21, so there's no way I was a Gamergator. But I actually just think it's hilarious. A couple of times on Twitter, too, I've been referred to as a Gamergator, which is kind of funny. I think it's funny. I actually like being called a misogynist, though. Most developers hate their customers. Yeah, unfortunately, most developers do. Unfortunately, like, I don't know. It's not something that's gonna change, at least in the foreseeable future, because unfortunately it happens in like every industry. Usually people hate the people they're trying to sell their product to. A 15-year-old Gamergator? Yeah, I guess maybe. Roar, Gamergator, chomp chomp. You have internalized yeah, I have internalized misogynistic tendencies. Yeah, that's me, you guys. How did you know? How did you guys know? So, do you guys have any questions for me? I'm scrolling back up. I have added Naughty Dog to my blacklist along with Activision, Bethesda, EA, and Sony. I actually don't, I know that a lot of people kind of think that this is interesting, but I don't really have a blacklist, because I'm willing to give companies chances to change. I think that companies deserve that chance, and while they may not ever change, and I may not ever spend money on them again, if they do something that I want to support, I will support it. It's a hot take, I guess, but that's just the way that I work. I've never told anyone to boycott anything. I don't even tell myself to boycott something. I don't see something and instantly go, I'm gonna boycott that shit, because that's awful. Like, if it could change, if a company wants to act differently or in a better way, I'm willing to give them a chance. Nobody hates their customers as much as worthless SJW hipster game devs. Trust me, I've seen it. It's horrifying. I bet it is. Blizzard and Bethesda are on my shit list, not my blacklist. Fair enough. Mine is Cyberpunk 2077 and TOCS. TOCS4? What is that? Trails of Cold Steel? I think that's what it is. TOCS. I am excited for Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that I am very excited for. Yeah, Trails of Cold Steel 4. Okay, I thought so. It took me a second there. My brain, Vera.exe stopped working. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that I'm excited for, yes. I can't wait for that to come out. Do you have a dedicated closet that consists of only black shirts? Yeah, the whole closet. My whole one closet. SJWs are just plain scary. Some of them are. Not all. I don't know. I guess when you say SJWs, you automatically think of a certain, like, political viewpoint, and I don't think that all those people are awful. Most of them are crazy. I will pre-order Cyberpunk 2077 at some point. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but when is it supposed to be coming out? I can't believe we're halfway through the year, you guys. What the fuck? Yeah, geez. September So probably in August I will pre-order it, but I am going to pre-order it for sure. I am gonna play it. Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it yet. $100. I want to see Vera what Vera creates in the character creator. I usually create the same type of character in all my games. If you saw with, oh my gosh, what, Code Vein, I could see the box art in my head. In Code Vein, that's basically the type of character I always create. The same look, but I have just a very generic, like, type of character that I usually create. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm pre-ordering it as well. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a game that I'm excited for. I will be pre-ordering it on GOG because I want to support CD Projekt Red. Also, guys, just so you know, the Witcher series is 85% off on GOG right now. Not sponsored, but I mean, most of the games are pretty on sale. But today is the Witcher 3's 5th anniversary, so they're doing like a big sale for that. Cyberpunk 2077. Do they have any special editions up or anything? Let me see. Do they have any special editions up? I don't see any. I only see the base $60. Yeah, they don't have any other ones up. I'll keep my eye on it. Because if they do a special edition, I may buy it. How much more does Vera need? Oh, for Tony's bet? $88. If we're not counting his $5. Got busy at work, but I'm back. Welcome back, Top Loaded. You are catching the very end of the stream. We're just kind of doing the Q&A / comment portion of the stream. I'm not going to comment on the Susie Lou situation. I know that I've gotten a lot of people to ask me. But I'm not going to comment on it sheerly because I think that, I'm just not going to comment on it. I'm not even going to say why I'm not going to. It's very interesting to see the events that have unfolded over the past, like, week. But yeah. I already got hacked once over my Susie Lou opinions. It's not going to happen again. You know, guys, she never reached back out to me. She never wanted to live stream with me or anything. It's so sad. You know, at least I thought after I got hacked because of the videos I did on her, she'd at least say hi to me. I'm just kidding. Susie isn't worth the headache. I do think that what she's doing isn't okay. Like with the I voiced my opinions on it, but with the striking people down and stealing anime content, I don't think that any of that's okay. But I've already, in the 3 videos I made about her, I already covered my thoughts on her. Unless she gets banned off of YouTube or, you know, suspended off YouTube, I won't be commenting on it further. Which, yes, her Patreon was taken down. Oh, well, her Patreon, suspiciously, the link stopped working, and then she announced that she was done with Patreon instantly, which doesn't seem right. If you're making 10 grand off of something, you wouldn't stop it cold turkey because you most likely would only get like half the people on there at once at the start, so she was probably losing out on like 5 grand, but it is what it is. It was her choice, I suppose. We don't really know. Patreon hasn't made a comment on if she was removed off the platform. It's only he said, she said at this point, but you know, her page was removed for a bit, and then it was put back up, and then suddenly she decided that she said that she was just gonna, that she just closed it, so, Yeah, she claimed she left Patreon, and then, speaking of Patreon, self-promo, please feel free to join my Patreon for just $1 a month. Become a Dark Titan if you want to support the channel. Right, she changed the name of it, and who knows? Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like getting banned off Twitch, then saying, yeah, I left Twitch. Yeah. Right, her Patreon was terminated. Because at first it was popping up with, like, a message that it was under review, and then it was put back up for, like, a day, and now, from what we know, it's terminated. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wish people would settle their petty shit with gaming. What do you mean by that, Rez? In regards to what? I was looking, but I don't see what you were referencing. What inspired you to stream? I mean, honestly, I love video games, and I care about the gaming industry and obviously the entertainment industries, and I just decided that I wanted to create content and connect with other people that had, you know, interests similar to mine. And my channel started as a Magic the Gathering channel, and I still actively play MTG. I stream MTG from time to time. We have a Titans table that's every other week that's dedicated to MTG. And from there, I just decided I wanted to share my other interests, and I've always been very passionate about talking about issues in the gaming and entertainment industries, and I just decided I would start creating more of that content, and here we are. What inspired me was just my enjoyment, and also my criticisms. A solar panel company? I mean, I'm not one to talk. I mean, my forehead's pretty big too, you guys. I'm not gonna make fun of someone for their appearance. Haha, sometimes it's funny, but yeah. Yes, Dreyloff is correct. That is the mix that I have on in the background currently. It is the mix. Oh, by the way, this is something that we have no other information on, but did you guys hear about Tencent? Apparently now, Tencent owns the System Shock 3 and 4 websites. We don't know anything besides that, but apparently Tencent now owns the System Shock 3 and 4 websites, which is fascinating, and I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on that, because oh fucking boy, Tencent. Tencent, guys. The Tencent takeover, yeah. Tencent will absorb all games? Yeah, maybe. What was your first game? The first games I remember playing were Donkey Kong Country, which I actually am actively streaming. I've streamed a couple of hours of it, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be streaming more Donkey Kong Country, so be here. That was one of the first games I remember playing. Legend of Zelda. Mario. I remember playing the SNES, so I actually remember a couple of Mario games. So I remember playing Super Mario World on the SNES, and I remember playing Mario 64. Yeah, Mario 64 as well. I grew up mainly with SNES and Nintendo 64, even though I am 21 years old. So I did grow up with, you know, I did grow up with systems that, you know, at the time, at the time they weren't old. They weren't the newest things coming out. because the Nintendo 64 came out in 96. And you have to consider when I started playing video games, I was probably like 6 or 7. So like, they were there. The PlayStation 1 came out when? When did the PlayStation 1 come out? 94. So PlayStation 1, yeah. Okay, fair enough. But I grew up with like the PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and the SNES. So yeah. Yeah, I was born when the PS2 original Xbox and GameCube launched, yes. Because the PS2 release date was 2000, so I was like 2. Xbox was 2001, and then the GameCube was 2003? 2001, actually. So yeah. You should have been a GameCube. I mean, I played the GameCube. I mean, I played those consoles, just... I kind of... My first game memories were not on newer consoles at the time. They were on, you know, SNES and N64. I do remember playing the GameCube, though. I hadn't really played PlayStation 1 or Xbox. I only really got into PlayStation and Xbox when I was, like, a little bit older. Paris, an old school gamer in a zoomer body. I mean, fucking basically. I mean, I've got, like, Breath of Fire behind me in box, which is amazing. I've got Baldur's Gate. I've got Genesis stuff. I mean, I've got Ultima. I mean, you guys can't see any of that stuff that I'm pointing to. But, yeah. My first games are like Donkey Kong Country, the Mario games. I grew up in a very, Nintendo is the elite gaming platform family. Hello from Brazil. Well, hello there. My first gaming system was a Spectrum 48K. What's 82. I was gonna say 84. 82. That's nice. I actually don't think that I have a Spectrum. I think personally the coolest piece of technology I have is a Vectrex. I think that that's probably like one of the coolest pieces of technology that I have. That was 82, right? I think. Yeah, 82. My first game console was the Atari. Atari's great. Fire Emblem GC. Oh, Fire Emblem. Oh, man. Guys, Fire Emblem's so good. Fire Emblem's so good. I haven't played Fire Emblem in a while now that I think about it. Vectrex was my cousin's first system. Nice. Ooh, a Magnavox Odyssey. Nice. I don't even have a Vectrex yet. Top loaded. It's time to get us. It's time to get you a Vectrex. How much your Vectrex is even worth now? I have a shit ton of stuff for it though. There's also that. A Vectrex with 6 games, 1 controller's like almost $1,000. A controller is $80? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh. I like that. Control panel, joystick controller in box. $200? Oh my goodness gracious. Twisted Metal's really good. ColecoVision and PC Junior were my start to gaming. Would not recommend. Everyone has their own interesting starts. Everyone has their own. Jaguar and a Jaguar CD, but no Vectrex. I'll get one soon. We'll get you one soon, my friend. Retro collecting will break your budget. I worked at a game store for a couple of years, so I would take a lot of trade-ins, and I got a lot of store credit. I would get a lot of my collector pieces from working at a game store because we did tabletop, but we also did like video games. So I had just collected a lot of systems and a lot of games and a lot of hardware and stuff. I collected a lot. But that's where I got a lot of my collection from. I have quite a bit at this point though. I'll get an Amico well after the launch, if at all. Fair enough. I mean, it is, it is more expensive than it was originally thought to be, so I know a lot of people are still kind of iffy on it. But, alright, you guys. I am going to end the live stream here. We have chatted for a bit. We talked about Naughty Dog, Deadpool, we talked about Twitch, and we also talked about Fallout 76. So I am going to end the live stream here, you guys. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. If you are not already part of the Discord, please make sure to join it. We are very active there. Please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. The link is in the description of the live stream. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be right here live streaming playing Donkey Kong Country. We're in part 2. I don't think we'll finish the game. It will probably be one more part after that to finish the game. Who knows? But thank you all so much for stopping by tonight, and have a fantastic night, everybody.